I'm more on the crypto side than the stock side. I be on the stocks too and shit, but I just be more on the crypto side now because I always fucking with crypto.
Word. So you've been doing it since March. So pretty much the pandemic was kind of like something that really got your attention with it. Like, yo, people get money with this. I should hop in. Pretty much.
What really got my attention?
Yeah. Was it the pandemic?
What you mean? Yeah. Hell yeah. Definitely, my guy. In the pandemic, I was like, yo, everything finna crash, man. I'm about to get in, bro. I'm about to learn how to do this shit because I know, like, when I get mad people, like, because it's a pandemic, right? So everything gonna blow over soon. It's not gonna last forever, like, for 10, 20, 30 years and like that. Always pass over and shit. So I'm like, nigga, and then when that shit blow over and shit, I could, capitalize and shit. I've been doing this ever since it's been like a year and a half.
Word. Okay, so pretty much you said that you're not really super duper focused in the stocks. You're more in the cryptocurrency. So what do you think about Dogecoin? Like, where's your head at with Dogecoin at the moment?
All right, I got a few thousand of them bitches.
Yo.
Yeah, all right. I came up. Remember that day I told you? I was talking to you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Shit. I bought the same day or the next day, and in like 24 hours, I was already up like 14. 14.
Man, so that was from Dogecoin. Cause see, I'm gonna be honest. You were saying a lot of stuff, bro, and I ain't really know what you was talking about till I did research. So that was Dogecoin that you was telling me that you came up like that with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if I invested into Dogecoin. I don't know if I invested into Dogecoin the day after or the day previous from you. Cause I know I was telling you some shit. So I don't really worry about time and shit. I be studying research and shit, so days be going by fast for me and shit. So I don't be knowing what days I be investing in shit. But yeah, I invested in shit in Dogecoin and because I bought in around like 31 cents, and that shit up to like 41 cents and shit, and then I went up like 1,400.
Yeah,
so
man. I was
now
tripping.
Right now they down. Dogecoin down right now. Bitcoin down.
Yeah. I was tripping. I was tripping because when I first heard about it, right? Yeah, when I first heard about it, I thought it was it was considered a joke. But then when I looked at it and I seen where that shit was at, like what was it? Like earlier this year, that shit was at like 5 cents, man, per share. Like Dogecoin was at 5 cents per share earlier this year.
Yeah, I was tight. And hop in. And also hop in, man. Home to hop in because usually when I trade or I invest my bread, I see how the market is fluctuating and shit. And if I see it like fluctuating between like 1 cent and 2 cents, I'm really not gonna pay no mind that right now because I'm trying to get some bread. So I be really looking at like price jumps, like maybe 13-cent jumps and shit, price jumping shit. I look at shit like that. If I'm getting like a 1 cent, 2 price jump, I'm not jumping into it. But then and Dogecoin been at 5 cents for a minute. And then out of nowhere, that shit it shot up from 5 cents to 3 cents. And I was like, damn. I was saying, if I would have put my bread in that shit, I'd have been up. I would have made 30 bands or 4K profit. I mean,
yeah,
4K investment. But it didn't happen like so. It's all cool with me though.
That's the craziest thing that I noticed. Like, cause I'm late too. I just got into it, and like from what I've seen, a lot of guys or a lot of people. Can you hear me?
I'm doing that shit for that shit, yeah.
Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh, damn, we lost him again, y'all. Yo, so this is what I'm gonna do, y'all. I may have to do this episode another day and make sure that everything is 100% legit. Make sure that the internet is good, the Wi-Fi is good. Make sure that we both have clear connection. That's actually my fault, y'all. I should have made sure that shit was legit before I went live. I think he coming in again. Excuse me, y'all. Yeah, I think he's coming in again, y'all. But just from what y'all hear him saying right now, like that's a clear indication, y'all. He came in at 31 cents and then the shit went up to 41 cents per share. He said he put a few bands in and came up like $1,400. You understand? And that was in the course of a few days. So I mean, it wasn't even, yo, I'm telling y'all, this is where it's at. Yo.
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
All right.
Shit, I'm getting to this internet, bro. This shit whack, man.
Yeah. When you was walking, it was more on
Yeah, I'm
point.
here.
So it must be
But
something
yeah, what's
else.
good, people and shit? My name Wisefool. Call myself a Wisefool. Mm-hmm. This internet, bro. When I get in the crib, it's gonna be better and shit. When I get in the crib, it's gonna be better and shit. I'm just smoking and shit, and then I'm headed right back upstairs and shit.
Okay.
So you're gonna be able to hear me more clearly. I'm gonna be able to, articulate my thoughts properly and shit. It's fucking windy and shit, fucked up.
I feel you.
But yeah, Dogecoin still I fuck with Bitcoin. I don't really invest in the Bitcoin. I trade with Bitcoin and shit, like on MetaTrader and shit. Like I got like 40K and shit like that to just be thrown in Bitcoin. Like I look at like I'm trying to make profit. You feel me? I'm trying to make like big profit. So
Facts.
I'm not gonna like invest like bread into like Bitcoin because it's like 4K. But I will trade with it like on MetaTrader because on MetaTrader.
Oh man, we lost him again. Yeah, y'all. So this is what we're gonna do. Or even if I don't, we can definitely try to finish this out. I'm gonna definitely try to finish this out. But at the same time, we're gonna definitely do another episode with him. Because like once we can get it to where y'all can hear what he's saying and hear him, y'all will get what I'm saying. Like this guy, he really knows his shit. And look, all I'm saying is when I talk to him, it got me super duper amped up about wanting to do this, and I've been just studying and digging deep on learning everything there is to know about just honestly just stocks in general. Stocks, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. So I just been learning about all of it. And it just got me super duper like hyped up to do it because I see the potential and the money that you can make. Me personally, like him, like if y'all heard what he was saying, he pretty much was saying that, if he had 40K, he wouldn't go and just put 40K into Bitcoin and, try to do this and do that. His main thing is just doing trading and meta trading. And see, me personally, I'm a 33-year-old man. I got a wife and kids. So in my mind frame, I'm going to do both. I'm going to do long-term investment and I'm going to do trading, trading, day trading, even meta trading. I mean, he even got me thinking about doing that simply because, us as kings, man, especially kings that have children and kings that are married, or if you got your girlfriend and whatnot, and y'all got children, we have to establish a foundation and be set. So I feel like it'd be dope to learn both aspects of utilizing the market to come up, to make money, on a daily basis, and to be profiting from money that you potentially have saved or even capital that you've been working on for some time. Put that shit in the market, learn how to flip that shit, and over the years make crazy interest. As opposed to a lot of us, a lot of men and even people, what are we taught? Oh, save your money, get a bank account, put your money in a bank account and save it. Well, let me tell you what's happening to your money. First and foremost, the little interest that you're gonna get paid by the bank ain't really worth shit. You'd be lucky to get maybe about 2 cents a year. I think the interest on most saving accounts is like, I think it's like 0.1% or something like that. So it's super low. You understand? The interest that you're gonna get in putting your money in like a savings account is mad low. It's like 2%. But look, you got these different companies in the market, and you got cryptocurrencies that are over a year time frame. Some of some of them are going up 10%, 20% annual increase, 30% annual increase. You understand? So once you really learn how to utilize stocks and realize, hey man, I got money I got put up. Shit, I need to be putting this in stock so that I can eat off of the interest that a lot of these good, companies are making each year in their business. Why not buy shares in some of these companies and products that you're utilizing? You know what I'm saying? You wearing Jordans and shit. You got Nikes, you got Air Force Ones and all that. Buy some Nike share. You like Gucci, or you stunting like that where you got enough money, or shit. Say you ain't even rich, and you, especially for my black guys, my black people, you ain't even super rich like that, but you buying Gucci belts and Gucci bandanas and Gucci dad hats and shit. Man, go buy you some shares in Gucci. You understand? Now you have part ownership in Gucci. And whatever annual increase that Gucci is getting a year, guess what? You're going to get that annual increase too. So if you're trying to save money and get your money right, the best place to put your money would actually be in the market. Figure out what's popping, figure out what's flopping. And obviously don't go with what's flopping and go with what's popping. The reason why I'm pushing this, guys, and I'm adding this to the podcast is because, look, as kings, guys, we have to have financial security. As kings, we have to have financial stability. You understand? Why? So that we can take care of ourselves and so that we can take care of our family members and our children and you know, our people. And so that we can help other people and give generously to people that are in need or people that we know that could utilize our help. You understand? Especially Black people, you know? I love all people. I love my white people, Asian. I don't care what background you got, right? But us as Black people, we need help and we need to heal and we need to restructure how we living in the way that we moving on this earth. Us as Black people. So we need to be helping each other. We need to be helping each other financially grow and become more stable and sound. We need to, you know, heal from a lot of the trauma that we done been through and switch up how we moving on this earth. Because us out of all the other races, man, our women, the women ain't maneuvering correctly. A lot of us men aren't maneuvering correctly. It's because we're overcoming and having to heal from years and years of slavery and years and years of trauma that has been passed down generationally. So it's real important if you Black, if you are the same hue as me or have any type of pigmentation close to mine in any way, shape, or form, it is important that we learn how to utilize financial assets and build up our economy. We are the top consumers in this country, damn near. Black people, especially Black women, we're the top consumers. So we gotta get more of a grip on our financial security and becoming more financially stable. All right. All right, so my man Thewisefool is back. Let me add him back in, y'all. Yo, we good money now?
Yeah, I'm back, bro. I'm in the crib now, so hopefully this shit don't fuck up. I think my back up, people.
Lit.
This shit crazy. Man. I don't know. The past few days, this shit been acting crazy. My internet been acting crazy.
For real. Well, shit, I'm glad we got you back in here, bro. For sure, for sure. So I think the last time you was talking, you was pretty much saying how with Bitcoin, you know, you wouldn't necessarily just drop 40K in that. You more into like meta trading and making these, you know, flips right away mostly, or, you know, coming up, getting profit, selling and doing what you got to do. So kind of elaborate on that, bro.
Yeah. I was looking red and shit. What I did first was when I was in Cali and shit, they had like a TD Ameritrade trade center and shit. So then I was like, oh shit, because I'm from a CT and shit, so we got TD banks everywhere and shit. So when the market and shit crashed and shit, and I learned about that shit. I was like, I'm gonna sign up for TD Ameritrade and shit like that. So I've been learning about how to trade with technical and fundamental analysis. And I say before you trade, learn about the technical and the fundamental part, because throwing money in there. See, people think that you could just throw your money in there because they hear all these great news about all these cryptos and these stocks and shit. And then this is a perfect time you could jump in, time you could jump out. So a lot of people just be just jumping in, and then the market be going in the opposite direction. They think they gonna make some profit, and then they just see like, oh shit, I'm losing money and shit, and then they end up pulling out because it's an emotional game. You gotta have faith for the market, and you know, I had to learn that the hard way and shit. Back in July and shit. But yeah, once you start learning this shit, you learn your technical analysis. Yeah, bro.
So I don't mean to cut you off, right? But because you're using terms that my guys really need to understand. You said technical analysis and then you said fundamental analysis. Now, look, bro, please break it down, the difference between technical and fundamental. Because I've been doing some research since we talked, and I done learned a little something. But dog, break it down for them, bro, so they can understand what you rapping about.
All right, so technical is basically like, yeah, man, I know the terminology crazy. Nah, but technical is basically like reading the charts and shit. Like when you look at the crypto or the stock market, you see like charts and shit. You see like the line chart of like mountains and shit. Then they had different candlesticks. You got candlesticks, the Hekinashi candlesticks. You got different candlesticks. So with these candlesticks or these lines, is just showing you different price levels. Like because any crypto or any market doesn't always go up or always go down. But with this graph and shit, the technical analysis, it's going to teach you how to read the graph and how to understand the graph. So basically, like say for instance, you have an all-time high. An all-time high would be like say for instance like Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin hit an all-time high of 43 cents. So that's just a one-time price high. but then you might see the resistance level and the support level. So the support and resistance level is price points where the market is hit multiple times. So if you get hit like say like 30 cent or 45 cent, like maybe 4 or 5, 6 times, then you already know automatically sooner or later it's gonna hit that price point again. So that might be a perfect time to jump in or jump out. You know what I'm saying?
So
So you
with
don't know like,
that
oh, this
idea,
shit. Yeah.
so with I mean to cut you off, but so pretty much when you're saying that, you're talking about the trend of the chart. So like it could be going, it could be more like a bullish trend. It could be like a bullish trend or like a bearish trend. If it's bullish, then that means it's going upward, right? And you're talking about like the support and the resistance, uh, the support being somewhat of like the bottom of the ramp, and then the resistance being more or less like the top of the
Yeah,
highs,
resistance is the top.
right? Yeah.
Not the high, the resistance. You basically gotta draw your own resistance level and your own support level based on what you see on the chart. And every chart has their own price levels. You feel me? Their own resistance and support level. So you could be looking at the 1 hour chart, the 1 day chart, the weekly chart, the monthly chart, the 1 minute chart, all these different charts, and because they based off time differences. So when you look at the time differences on these charts, you have to draw your own support or resistance levels and shit based off what it's showing and how you want to trade. Because there's different ways of trading. You could trade. You could be a day trader, or I'm not a day trader. I'm a swing trader. You feel me? I
Mm-hmm.
don't day trade every day. I used to at first, but I trade like I kind of look at the weekly chart and the daily chart, and then I use like the 1 hour chart or the 15 minute chart to jump in for my week. Because when you look at the different time charts and shit, you will see different price levels varies. Like maybe the 1 minute chart might only move like maybe 1 cent. At the daily chart, maybe in 1 day they might move like 5, 6, 7 cents. So I'm thinking like I'm trying to make profit. So if I'm gonna trade on a daily chart, they moving like 5, 6, 7 cents a day. Then I'm trying to make 5, 6, 7 cents a day. You feel me? Or whatever I'm trying to throw in
Mm-hmm.
and shit. So I'm not really trying to trade because you could trade on a 1 minute chart depending on, especially on MetaTrader. You can trade on a 1 minute chart and be a day trader. But yeah, it's different. Just different different time charts and shit. Different candlesticks, instruments, and the instruments is basically like there's different instruments like maybe like the volume indicator or RSI, which is a relative strength indicator, and these basically showing you like if the candlesticks is going to show you the bearish and the bullish candlesticks who's dominating. Somebody got to be dominating somebody. You feel me? In order for the price to jump or jump down. So based off the trend and based off the indicator, it's going to show you whether or not the bearish or the bullish people are becoming weaker. So then you know to jump in and shit. And also there's different kind of candlesticks that shows you like if it's going to be a reversal soon. And the reversal shows a strong indication that in due time it's going to go in the opposite direction. And that doesn't mean that you're going to always jump at the right time and you think you're going to make money. Because sometimes the market will just go in the opposite direction where even though it shows a strong indication that whatever moves you got is correct, sometimes the market could just go the whole opposite way because there's so many variables and factors that goes into it, you know, because we retail traders, we like the last people to get the information on the trade. You got banks, you
Mm-hmm.
got hedge funds, and you got the big players, so they already way ahead of the game before we get the information. You feel me? So they trade a little bit differently than how we trade as retail traders and shit. And fundamental analysis is basically understanding how the business is operating. Like if you're doing
Mm-hmm.
forex, you want to understand how the banks is operating, how the politicians is operating, and if you want to understand stocks, you want to understand who the big players in the game like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and Apple, who's the CEO. Feel me? Who's the people that's running the business and what kind of decisions they making? Because if you can know what type of decisions they making, then it's gonna be it's gonna show you based off if they make a big play or some big announcements coming out,
Mm-hmm.
then it's gonna show you like, oh well, I think it's a good time to jump in because you're gonna make some bread, or it's time to jump out because some shit happened. Just like Coinbase and shit. XRP, they was
Mm-hmm.
up, feel me? And then they had that lawsuit. So then it was when they heard the lawsuit, you know, everybody like the stock was ready, then that shit just plummeted and shit, and everybody a lot of people lost money and shit. So a lot of people kind of like took their money out, but XRP, the owner of XRP, told these people, nobody never told any of these brokers or these exchanges never take out XRP. They never had that
Yeah.
discussion. They just did that shit willingly on their own. So a lot of people lost money, and then now all of a sudden, XRP is off the market, and you have to go to certain exchanges to buy XRP. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people that lost money, they can't buy XRP because they have to go to different exchanges that might be foreign exchanges and shit, like maybe from the UK or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Binance or like that. And then all of a sudden, like XRP just went up to like a $1.96 and shit like that. And I was like, yo, like what the fuck? Like, cause I bought mad XRP, bro. But then when they got that lawsuit, I took my bro. Right, wait, that's way before they hit 96. I think I bought in around 19 cent, so I had like mad XRP, and then they went up, and I'm just keeping my money because I'm like this shit gonna be the next Bitcoin. But then that law, and then a lot of people like took their money out and shit, and then I wasn't able to buy no XRP after they won the lawsuit or whatever. Then they out of nowhere they just went up to like 196. I was like, bro, like what's going on, nigga? Could have like been
That's
up,
crazy.
like feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they be
crazy. And
finessing
see,
niggas, yo.
with the whole and see with the thing about fundamental analysis, understanding how business is moving, understanding the finances, the financial potential of the company, the growth, like the all these different things. Even like you said with maybe a CEO messing up or making bad decisions. How influential do you think a company changing a CEO or maybe like a CEO leaving and then having a new CEO? What type of effect do you think that could have on like the stocks or the actual share? You know what I mean? The what is it? The earning per share, the EPS.
Nah, it depends on the CEO. It could change. It could change in any direction. It all depends on the person. So it's like you know how like you got the Lakers for instance. Before
Mm-hmm.
LeBron came, after Kobe situation, Lakers was doing kind of bad, right? That's like the stars going down. Like they losing this shit. They're not getting as much wins and making to the playoffs, so they're not like they're not
Yeah.
winning any championship. But then you get
Mm-hmm.
a player like LeBron join the team, and then you get these other players join the team to join this business. So then it's like it boosts the stocks. Of like, oh shit, we're gonna sell more tickets now. Fucking LeBron and all
Mm.
these other players is joining the team. Da da da. So it's the stocks. People want to see the team because they know that LeBron is he's a big player in the game. No matter if he's CEO, whatever type of person he is, but he plays an important role in the game. In that business, right? So they're like, oh, we're
Yeah.
gonna hire LeBron, we're gonna hire all these different players and shit. And then people looking at it like, oh, what about that LeBron? Now their ticket price gonna go up. They're gonna get more
Yep.
sales. Now he on the Lakers and shit. He gonna get more pushing and all this shit. So depending on the players that join the team, you get some whack ass player on the team. Ain't nobody really gonna do nothing. They like, what? Why
Ain't
you paying
nobody gonna
that
be fucking
dude?
with.
You feel me?
Somebody was on the
Yeah,
bench.
it's
They
not
gonna be
gonna
like, yo,
really
who is
make it
this nigga
buzz,
right
but
here? Yeah.
yeah, they're like, who is this nigga? Really? But when you get to LeBron and all these different players, they like, oh shit, we gotta pay attention. Then all of a sudden, you see LeBron and shit, the Lakers winning the championship. You feel me? So then right there,
Yeah,
that shows you right there that the stocks move up and shit. You feel me? And the
I
value of that
see.
stock or that business increase in value. Same thing with the stock
Okay.
market.
So yeah, so that makes sense because like you said, it makes a powerful point. Like, like say Elon Musk was like, you know what? I see Etsy over there. Etsy looks very looks like it has some potential. I want to buy that business and then I want to put the best people into Etsy and make Etsy a wonderful,
Yup.
company. Everybody and their mom gonna start investing in that shit. Like as soon as soon
Exactly.
as as soon as the tweet
Exactly.
go out, my nigga, like as soon as the tweet go out, they like, yo, I'm in. I want Etsy. So that makes sense.
Exactly. That's what happened. That's what happened with
Yeah.
Bitcoin and shit. Elon Musk bought a lot of Bitcoin and shit,
Yeah.
and Bitcoin just went up and shit. You feel me? Because Elon Musk got money and it's all about influence.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. It's all about influence and shit. So, influence is the game. It's a democracy and shit. So if you got like big players that got like a strong influence,
Yeah.
people pay attention. Like, oh, that's Elon Musk. That's Kanye West. Da da da. People paying attention to these people because they have a large audience, and if they have a larger audience, because if you Kanye West or Elon Musk and you say some shit, I'm about to invest in Bitcoin, people are like, yo, why is he investing into Bitcoin? I gotta invest into that shit. If he even invested into that shit, I'm gonna invest into that shit. You feel me? A lot of times people don't
Facts.
know the
Super
game and shit
facts.
because a lot of time, a lot of the times the influencers could be basically the gatekeepers or the hook, line, and sinker. You feel me? So you could
Yeah.
be thinking like, all right, they could invest all that money in there and they could get all this money. You could be getting paid $100 million just to say, yo, I'm about to invest in Bitcoin. Maybe Elon Musk never even invested into Bitcoin. How we know? Or he just made it tweet, right? So people could say, oh, yo, Elon Musk finna buy Bitcoin, and he probably not even bought it, but just even somebody just paying him and say, yo, I need you to say this, and I'm gonna pay you 100 mil. Now all of a sudden,
And
fucking
see,
Bitcoin go up to 60,000 and shit.
that's how it gets deep. You know what I'm saying? That's how shit get deep, because you got to think about it. If this Bitcoin is rising, if this cryptocurrency is rising, right? If the people winning, then you know the motherfuckers that's on top of this shit is astronomically winning. Like it's definitely a bigger, like I guess, win for the people who's on top of this shit. And it's a reason why, of course, Dogecoin is like getting all this attention and all this shit. Like it's definitely something bigger and deeper than we know, more than likely. Like the hedge funds, you know what I'm saying? Like people that are a part of the hedge fund, you know what I'm saying? And in positions like that.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me? It's about influence. Feel me? Who's the player in the games? Who's paying attention? You feel me? Only people that's like. That's why I don't really get into Bitcoin like that, because Bitcoin is more the Trojan horse. You feel me? Because you don't notice when Bitcoin go up, a lot of cryptocurrencies go up too, and it's like people are so focused on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is like, yo, Bitcoin 60,000, 50K, da da da. They look at Bitcoin as like the gold. It's like the Bitcoin is like the bait. Bitcoin is the bait. So everybody worrying about Bitcoin. It's like y'all not big players in the game. Y'all beginners, so y'all don't really have that capital to invest in the Bitcoin. As far as how much you want to invest into it, you feel me? You might invest $200 to make it land, feel me? But you'll see all these other low class cryptocurrencies sneaking up, like Dogecoin, Ethereum, and all these other cryptocurrencies that has yet to hit 10K or even 5K or even $10, for instance, and they sneaking up on you. So people like us, like retail traders, you could be investing into like those, and you could trade in Bitcoin, but as far as investing, you're not gonna make much money investing into Bitcoin if you're only paying $200, $300, maybe $1,000 in it. Even if they go up to $100,000, you still want that much money. You better off trying to invest $1,000 instead that's smaller. So when that shit goes up, then your profit will fucking multiply by 400%, 1,000%, whatever percent. Because these you feel me? Because it's like you gotta understand, you have big players and you have small time players. You just gotta understand your position. And when you understand your position, you could play the game the way you could be playing it. If you try to ball, if you try to size up like LeBron and shit, and you ain't on LeBron level, LeBron gonna beat your ass. You feel me? So you don't want to you gotta make sure you that same skill level. You feel me? You gotta know what you're doing out here.
So look, so y'all hear what he's saying, man, because he just gave y'all some powerful gems. Like, if you are gonna get into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin or stocks, don't go in here acting like you a boss. You know what I'm saying? When you play your role, stay in your lane. Like, don't go in there and fuck around and get clothesline, my nigga. Don't mess around and get choke slam thinking you ready to get with the big dogs. Like, because and another thing too, just so y'all can understand what he's saying. So when he was saying I think Ethereum, what is it, Dogecoin, some of these other cryptocurrencies, these are all cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, SafeMoon is another one that people talking about right now, thinking that that's going to do a little something too. SafeCoin and shit.
I'm looking into
these
SafeMoon,
are crypto.
though. I'm trying to buy some SafeMoon. Yeah,
me too, man. Me too. I think I'm gonna do it.
I heard it's a Ponzi scheme. I heard it's a Ponzi scheme, but I gotta look more deep, because I'm thinking about like shit, I could put a little sign in there. If it is a Ponzi scheme, I just lose out. But if it's not, nigga, I'm trying, run it up, nigga. 100,000 SafeMoon, yo.
Yeah, facts. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of y'all can benefit off of this. Like these little joints that's just coming up, like SafeMoon, Dogecoin, right? Just invest a certain amount of money that you wouldn't really trip about. Like invest like the amount of a possible speeding ticket, or invest like $100, $150, a certain amount of money that you ain't really tripping about losing, right? Just to see what happens. Now, that's not really super smart. I don't recommend that you try to invest and gamble like that. Definitely gain some understanding and learn about Dogecoin and stock, though. Don't gamble too hard with it. Do have some type of understanding before you put money in it. But it ain't gonna hurt if you just grab you like $100, like a bean, or $150, put it in the Dogecoin or put it in the SafeMoon and see what happens. And understand that you need to also come up with an exit strategy as well. And that's what any stocks, especially stocks that you're trying to just kind of make flips with, definitely have an exit strategy in your mind. Like, okay, if I'm going to go in here, does this cryptocurrency or does this stock seem secure enough for me to be like, bet I'm gonna stick to this and I'm gonna stick with it, or do I need to exit out when I feel like it's a good time to exit? You want to have these different types of mindsets. And look, I ain't no motherfucking expert. I just read, I learn, I listen to motherfuckers like Thewisefool and other guys that been doing it and they making money, and I just listen. You know what I'm saying? I just listen, and I've learned a good amount just by doing that. But I know it's so much more I need to fucking learn, and that's why Thewisefool is on here, because he definitely know more than me. But
I don't know more than nobody. I just know that because I only been doing it for a year, so I don't want to sound like I'm an expert or not. I ain't no expert or nothing like that. I just know what I know because I spent the whole year like collecting unemployment, collecting bread, and I just spent every day. So I just know a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to say I know a lot because there's always room to learn. But yeah, have your exit strategy, know about stop losses and take profits and shit like that. MetaTrader is a good way. Like if you want to invest in the stocks and cryptocurrency or forex currency and shit like that, I say MetaTrader is the best way. You can do stocks as well. What I do is like if I don't have enough money, because I trade with options when I trade with stocks and shit. I don't really buy stocks. I just trade options. So when I trade options, I have to buy it for a wholesale price. So if maybe I want to buy maybe two contracts, maybe the contract might be at a $4 premium. So maybe I need $800. If I don't got the $800 to invest into those two contracts, I might go hop on MetaTrader and invest in MetaTrader and then accumulate the capital that I need to actually buy those options. So I kind of switch back and forth and shit.
So MetaTrader, so we can understand fully. So MetaTrader is pretty much like a platform that you can utilize that pretty much like helps you trade things more like quickly, more swiftly. Is that what MetaTrader is about? Like more of options or like day trades and things like that?
Yeah, to me, because say for instance, like if you go on the market, right, the stock market, you see that Amazon is hella pricey, so the options on that are gonna be bitch. You feel me? If you ain't on that level, you can't trade with Amazon. You ain't got the capital. Option might be like $12 premium, so that's like $1,200 a contract and shit. So basically, if you go on MetaTrader, you could actually trade with Amazon. You don't have to buy options. You just trade whether it goes up or down. So you can actually put like $100 into your account and then do like maybe a 0.0. Yo.
Right. You're Can you hear me, bro?
Yo. What's good, bro? You hear me?
Oh yeah, you good. You kind of fell out for a minute, but you in there though. So all right, so real quick, bro. So kind of delve into what you think about like long-term investments with like say like an Apple, say a Nike, say a some of these bigger like Tesla, like some of these bigger companies. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's a good route to go?
Damn. What's this, man?
Some audio or something, or maybe the Wi-Fi bugging out. Can you hear me, bro? You're all right, y'all. We're gonna
heard question.
You heard me?
Yeah, I heard your question. Yeah, I heard your question. I don't know why I keep doing that. I don't know if that's my phone. I think that's your phone because my shit not disconnecting though. Usually it disconnect the whole damn browser and shit. But I don't know. My shit on 3 bars now, but I'm trying to go to a different room, second in the room and shit. Just in case it is my phone. I don't know. This is like the first time my phone ever did it. I think because of Streamlab and Damn, shit did that shit again, bro.
Can you hear me, bro? You're It might be a delay. It might be a delay.
Yeah. Um. So, bro, I will connect my internet shit, but that shit take up too much data with these damn streaming services. But that shit up a hella bill. But yeah, though, as far as Tesla and shit and Apple and shit like that, you can invest into that shit. Apple pretty low. It depends on what you want to do. If you got the capital for it, you can invest into it. You feel me? If you want to wait long term, if you're trying to just get a buck and shit like short term shit, then you should think about trading somewhere else and shit. You feel me? Because that Tesla kind of moving right now, but Tesla is 750 stock. I'm saying like if people want to make money, if you want to make money, how you think you want to make money, because if you look at the stock market and you go, oh, that's the stock market, I can make a lot of money. $750 is really nothing. Like to really anything off of Tesla. That's why I say it's all about big players and shit. Because big players have the money. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk has money, so he can invest in that $20 billion into a stock or $20 million into a stock and get a big return. People that's like of low status or just low income or whatever that may be, they don't have the luxury to invest like 20 million. They might only have like I only got $1,000 and shit. Well, you gotta leverage that thousand. Don't just throw um 1,000 or just don't buy one stock of Tesla because if they go up $50, you're only making $50 and shit. That's why I trade with options because with options I could have $100. I could buy a contract for $100 and shit and still make $400. You could buy options for Tesla. You might have to spend a little bit more money, but you'll get a bigger return. You feel me? If they go up. So like even like Spotify, for instance, when Spotify made an announcement with Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan he did a deal with Spotify for $100 million to put his Joe Rogan podcast from YouTube to Spotify in $100 million deal. So when I heard that, I immediately jumped on Spotify, and every time I bought contracts, I bought like 10 contracts and shit for like I think like $3. It was like three. I think $3.07 premium. So I think that's about 370 a contract, whatever it may be. It came up to a total about 3,700. So when I did that, like when that shit, Spotify went up. Not Spotify. Spotify. I guess Spotify and Shopify kind of messed up because they kind of closely related. But
Mm-hmm.
I bet like 10 contracts into Spotify, they went up like $20. So when they went up $20, I actually made $8 plus on my premium. So since I bought, say for instance, if I bought say if I bought a contract for $1 premium, that's $100. And say if they make a price jump $20 throughout that day, then my contract will boost up $8 on my premium. So now my premium is no longer worth $1; it's worth $9 now. Now, because the contract is it's 100 shares. You feel me? So you buy a contract that's 100. So you do like, all right, it's 100 times 9. You feel me? That's 900. You feel me? So your shit will go up from spending $1 for the premium, people paying $9 for the premium. You feel me? So that's how I was kind of like leveraging my money and shit because I didn't have a lot and shit like at the time. So I would buy like these. I would have to buy a whole contract or a couple contracts, maybe $1 premium, $2, $3, $4, $6 premium, and then they would jump up like $20 or $5 or $4 or shit like that. And then my contract premium will actually boost in profit. So I will actually like a bigger return. You know, that's what you call a wholesale price. And that's why it's called retail. We are called retail traders. You feel me? Because usually people buy at retail price. You buy a stock at a retail price. You buy one share. When you buy one share, it's this share it's like buying a t-shirt. You feel me? Buy a t-shirt from a retail store. The t-shirt is only $20. Well, if you go to the manufacturer and say, you know what, I want one t-shirt, they be like, oh nah. If you can't buy one t-shirt because they're not in the business of selling it for one t-shirt. You gotta buy maybe 100 t-shirts because it's the manufacturer. They gotta make money. So if you want to buy one t-shirt from the manufacturer, the sample of just that shirt is gonna be really high. But if you say, all right, I want to buy 100 shirts or 1,000 shirts. They're like, all right, we can do that for you. We can do that. You want to buy 1,000? You want to buy 1,000 shirts? All right, we're gonna cut you a deal. We're gonna sell you the shirts for $5 instead of selling it for you for $20. So then you buy 1,000 shirts, feel me, for $5 premium, and then you resell the shirts when they go up in value. When they hit $20, since the market is really selling it for a retail price of $20, you can be like, all right, I'm gonna resell these shirts because I got it for $5, and I'm gonna make $15 profit off of each shirt. Then you move up in profit.
Yo, now look, man, that was some powerful ass information you just expressed, my nigga. Like that was damn. So, cause I was struggling to even fully understand options, and I ain't fully go into it, but that was a good analogy that you just used. Cause you know, I got my apparel line right here, so I know that all too well. MOQ, minimum of quantity, all that shit. So like that is a great analogy, my nigga. Cause like, so now I understand it. So all right. So pretty much we could say we could use those. No, not those. Fuck it. We could say Apple, right? So I think Apple is going for like 139 or some shit like that, right? A share. So if you wanted to do options with Apple, you would pretty much try to get that for wholesale. So you would try and then you would say like, hey, instead of just buying one share, shit, I want to buy 100 of these joints. So they'll give you what, like a discounted price for that, and like it'll only be what, like say like $80 or some shit, and then you'll get 100 of them. Is that pretty much the concept?
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm saying, right? I'm gonna go more deeper into it though, because this shit keep going out. But same shit what you saying, right? So basically they call it contracts. So contracts is a minimum. Like it's like you go to like maybe Alibaba and you want to buy your shirts and make a profit. The manufacturer says, yo, we in this of wholesale. You have to buy you. We don't do single prices. If you want to buy something single, you gotta go to the retailer for that. So the manufacturer or the factory, they say, yeah, we got millions of shirts. So the minimum you could buy is 100. So that's the contract. Because the contract is 100 shares. So you have to buy because the contract, that's what you're buying. You're not buying 1,000 shares. You're actually buying one contract, and you could buy multiple contracts too. It depends on you. So a contract it's automatically by default 100 shares. So you automatically buying 100 shares of the company, but you're getting for a discounted price. It's like a wholesale price. So instead of you paying $750 for Tesla, they might say, well, the premium contract for Tesla is $12. So that might be $1,200 because if you go to any manufacturer and they want you to buy, if you want to buy wholesale like a whole bunch of t-shirts, you have to buy the minimum. Whatever the minimum that they want you to buy, you have to buy that minimum. But you're not, if you go to these manufacturers, you're not gonna buy one shirt. You're not spending, you're not going there and spend $30. You know that you're gonna have to go in there at least spend like $1,000 or $12,000, whatever the minimum might be, plus whatever they're trying to charge it for. So you're gonna have to go in there with some bread, depending on what stock you're trading. So if you go to Apple is like about $130 or $50 or something like that. So you invest in the Apple. Maybe I don't really trade Apple no more because they're not really budging right now. But say for instance, if Apple has some options, right, some contracts like $2 premium. So you're actually spending $200. You're not spending $2. You're spending what you're going to see on the market. You're going to see it's going to say $2, but that's the premium, because once in that contract, once you say I want to buy one contract, it's going to multiply that 100 times 2, which is 200. And if you want to buy two contracts, that's $400. So say for instance, if Who got a if you and every contract has an expiration date. So you have the right to exercise your options whether you want to sell it or just hold on to it. So every contract has an expiration date. Maybe a weekly expiration date, a monthly expiration date, 4 months, up to 2 years. And some other stocks like like commodities like gold, silver, or wheat, or corn or shit like that. They call it futures and shit. So they expiration date is more like every quarterly type shit because of the harvest season and shit, because you have to wait and all that. But as far as like Apple, Tesla and shit, they have
Yeah.
weekly contracts, bi-weekly contracts, monthly contracts, 6-month contracts, all that shit. So and there's all
So
that. So the further you out from the date of
yeah.
your designated goal, it's gonna cost more money, and the closer you are, it's gonna cost less money. But it's also dangerous to buy that. It's up to you. If you know exactly how they moving, you could buy a weekly contract. Usually, I buy like a monthly contract because I want to give that stock enough time to boost up. And you have to
Mhm.
realize, so say for instance, I was at 130, and I say I want to do a what is called forgot. I want to do a core option. A core option is basically I'm betting that the price is going to go up in value. Feel me? So I might say I'll do a core option of $150. So I'm basically betting that this price is going to hit $150 by designated date, maybe like 2 months from now. So then from 2 months from now, based off that 150, it might say, well, I'm gonna charge you $4 for the premium. I might say, all right, I got $400, so let me buy a contract. And then say, for instance, if it does, the more it get closer, it's called out money, in the money, or at the money. When you're outside of the money, that means you're further away from the 150 from your designated price. And if you're in the money, you're gonna make a hell of a lot of money. And if you're at the money, that means you're close to the goal. So say if I'm in the money, say I bought it at I hopped in, I bought the contract at a 130 premium. I did a core options for $150 premium. So now I got $20 to reach that 150. And if I do my fundamental analysis and my technical analysis, then I know whether or not it's going to hit that price level within that designated time. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I still make money. But if it goes in the opposite direction, I lose money. But if it does, it start going up. You feel me? And it does hit that
Mhm.
150. I'm gonna make a lot of bread. I'm probably gonna get $8 on my premium. So if I pay like $400, $4 my premium, then my premium is no longer $4. It's now $12. So when I have the right to exercise my option, I sell it at a $12 premium and make $800 in profit off that contract. Depending on how many contracts.
Wow.
So if I
So
buy 10 contracts, then I'm gonna
yeah.
make 8,000.
Wow. So to make sure I fully understand you, so
Yeah,
you're
hello.
saying if you buy, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yo.
It's going in and out.
All right.
Yeah, I
What
get.
about?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. So
Yeah, I can
just
hear
to
you.
make sure that I fully understand what you're saying, bro. So if you get a premium, right, and you buy and you do the contract and you get it,
I know
say
I
it's
speak
at $4.
fast.
It's all good.
Yeah.
And you get it for $4, right? Now, you're saying for every
Hmm.
dollar that actual share goes up, that'll add to that premium. So if it was like 140 and then that joint shoot up to like 155, that could potentially add the value of your premium $15. Am I right about that?
I don't know what you say. This shit kind of went out. It kind of went out. But you're basically saying that you say if the premium is like $4 and it goes up $1.30 and premium like a dollar and 30 cent, then it's gonna be $5.30 for your premium. So every time your
Gotcha.
premium goes up, uh, so for instance, you have the option and then you have the retail. You have regular stock, right? So the option and stocks do different things. They part of the same business, but they operate differently. So if the stock goes up $20 or $30 or $40, the option is not going to go up $20. If the stock goes up $20, you're not going up
Oh,
$20. You're going up maybe $8 or $4 based off the time period of that contract. You feel me? How much you spent on that contract. So like me with Spotify, I bought a contract for I think it was between $3 to $4 premium. So I spent like between I think I spent 3.7, which is like $3.70 premium. So that's about $370. So the stock goes up $20. I'm not going up $20. I might be going on $8 on my because I got it for a wholesale price. Remember, I got it for a wholesale price. I didn't get it for a retail price.
Oh. So pretty much, so for whatever percentage or whatever amount you got it for, it's gonna stay that same amount regardless. But you're still going up, so it don't matter. So however much you bought it for, however many dollars it goes up, times how much you paid for it will match how many dollars. So like if it go up $10, but you only paid say 30 cents, you see what I'm saying? Then it'll go for each dollar that it goes up, that'll be 30 cents, 60 cents. You see what I'm saying? 90 cents, 120, like that, right? That's what you're pretty much saying, right?
If the stock goes up $20, you don't go up $20. You just go up depending on that stock and the contract, because every contract has an expiration date. You feel me? So it values differently. You feel me? Because if say if you got a call option for 150, but you hopped in at 130, so you basically giving your contract enough time to mature, to season. So if it seasons well, then it's gonna come out proper. You feel me? So it said if you did buy that, say because they got contracts for 30 too for smaller companies. So if you bought a 30-cent contract, that's only $30, right? So then say your contract goes up by say you bought 100 contracts, which is 30 times whatever, maybe that may be $30 times 100. So whatever that multiplies as, and say like the stock actually goes up like maybe $5, and your premium is only 30 cents. So your premium went up like $2. Now your contract is worth $2.30 a premium. So then you multiply that by how many contracts you have, and that's gonna be a profit. You feel me?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's
it sounds confusing. Once you get into it, it's gonna be like it's gonna make mad sense and shit. It's gonna make sense.
Word.
And you could make money even when the stock going down. So say you think that, and that's why I say look at the technical analysis and your fundamental analysis, so you can read the charts, because the charts is gonna show you the trend whether to go up or down. And if you know that they've been on the uptrend, you know that sooner or later a downtrend is going to come in, because they have to hit these different price levels, these different price points. You can't go up forever and shit. So when you're looking at and that's why I say you gotta look at the different charts, different time charts and shit, because all time charts ain't gonna show you the accuracy of everything. You feel me? Maybe on a daily chart or the monthly chart, it might show you it's gonna show you something way different than the weekly chart and the hourly chart. You feel me? So you don't necessarily know whether or not it's going to be an uptrend or a downtrend. You have to look at what time chart is going to make that uptrend or downtrend. You feel me? Because on the daily chart, well, they did pretty good today, or they did pretty bad today, or whatever. But it's not going to show you anything until you get enough candlesticks to show you that it's actually going in the uptrend. You feel me? So if you go a lower time frame, yeah.
So candlesticks, pretty much the candlesticks are pretty much those little things that's on the chart, and you got like the red and the green. You got the red and the green, and the red ones is pretty much like the downward, and then the green little candlesticks is like the upward, right?
So you got the red is a bulls. You have candlesticks, and every candlestick has a wick. So when you look at the candlestick, the candlestick in itself, depending on the thickness of that candlestick, determine whether or not the bears or the bulls was dominating. So if you see a thick candlestick, then you know that bears or bulls was dominating. So if you see the wick is how far the bears or the bulls push the price level to. So say for instance, if Apple's at 130. And then the market opens at 9:30 and shit, and then the bears push the price down to $120. So the wick is going to show you that that's the lowest they pushed it down, because the bulls actually fighting back, so they trying to push the price back up. You feel me? So the wicks is just like the wicks. Whether you're gonna see the wicks at the top and bottom. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just see it on one side, but with every time you see a wick, that just means that's the highest that bear or that bull pushed the price to.
So wick. So what's a wick?
How long does that's what the wick is. The wick is actually how much the bears or the bulls push the price level to. Because the market opens at 9:30 and at I think 4 or 5. I think at 5 o'clock. So between the opening and the closing, you can have an opening and closing on a candlestick. You feel me? So at the opening and the closing of that candlestick, it's just showing you how far that candlestick got pushed to. That's the wick. And if you see how thick the wick is, that's how dominant that bear or bull was. So if you see like a short wick, then that means what the bears or the bulls, whatever side you see the small wick on, they didn't really nobody really dominated. They pushed it to that level, but they didn't really dominate it. So if the market closed and you see that it's a small wick, but if you see a small wick, that means one of the bears or bull kind of dominated that section that time. And then you
Mhm.
know that it's looking pretty good for those people, for the sellers or the buyers and shit. You feel me? And then you got the
Gotcha.
Hakineshi. The Hakineshi chart is candlesticks as well, but they're gonna show you the trend. They're gonna show you got regular candlestick and Hakineshi candlesticks. So Hakineshi gonna show like all green and all red. Who's dominating? What trend is what trend? You feel me? Whether it's going in an uptrend or a downtrend. So you're gonna see who's dominating who. Always look at the regular candlesticks to show exactly how the candlesticks look regularly, so you actually see like whether or not you're gonna see a different candle. So they're gonna show a determined factor that it's gonna reverse. The trend is gonna reverse because you might not never know that the trend is gonna reverse if you look at the Heikin-Neshi chart. Sometimes you got to switch back and forth.
Hmm.
And you
Wow.
got different indicators. Yes, it's mad shit, bro. It's a whole glossary. Once you learn your glossary terms and shit, like RSI, the different indicators and stuff like that, the volume,
Yeah.
the moving average and shit like that, the DMI, the ADX and shit like that, and the volume, you're gonna determine whether or not because you want to see if the bears or the bullish is gonna get exhausted. So if you know these people are getting exhausted, then if you're able to read the candlesticks properly, you can know when to jump in and when to jump out, depending on what time frame you want to jump in and jump out of. You feel me? You want to do like a sniper. So it's all
Yeah.
about strategy. You don't just want to jump in at any time. You want to see like who, because you can make money whether you go up or down. So you actually want to see exactly who's being exhausted and what kind of strategy you want to be a buyer or you want to be a seller because you could be both. Feel me?
Hmm.
You can sell or you can
Gotcha.
buy. So if you see that they're going on the downtrend, you can say, all right, they're on a good downtrend. But if you look at the charts and you got your strategies set up
Yeah.
properly, then it might show you that all right, it's a lot of overbought or a lot of oversold. So you're like, all right, they're strong downtrend. So what I'm probably gonna do is probably wait for that downtrend to end and probably jump in when they low, and then wait for them to get up in that uptrend and make profit on the uptrend. And if they're on an uptrend, because you got to remember they don't always go up and they don't always go down. It's like a snake. You feel me? Feel me, like a sine wave. So if you see they going up, you're like, all right, they going up. So eventually they got to be going down. And if you have your chart set up, it's gonna show these different price levels, these different price points, and say, all right,
Yeah.
it's about to hit this overbought level or this oversold level. So this is where I'm gonna jump in at, and then I'm gonna jump in at
Gotcha.
that time. If they
Gotcha.
drop down $20, you can make money on the way down.
Yeah. Well, that's
Mm-hmm.
one thing too. Like, I think it's real important that, like, it's because the stuff that you're saying and what you saying a whole bunch of knowledge, and is a lot of stuff that these guys definitely want to know and need to know, and me. But like with the bearish and the bullish, like if it's bearish or it's bullish, if it's bullish, then that means it's going up. Like for you guys that don't know, and if it's bearish, that means it's going in a downward trend. And then there's even a sideways trend as well. But like that's pretty much what he's referring to,
Yeah,
guys. When you
that's
talking about
called
bearish and
consolidate.
bullish, huh?
Yeah, when
Yeah,
it's going sideways and shit, that's consolidating and shit. You feel me? You don't want
yeah,
to really jump in at those times. You wanna look out for the consolidation because sometimes because I forgot the name of the terminology, but you have a time where they go up and go down, but then you see um you see where it's consolidating. So you might say just go like in a straight line. It's not supposed to go in a straight line. You feel me? If you're going in a straight line,
mm,
nobody's really dominating. Everybody's pretty exhausted. So, but
mm,
once you see, and it depends on where you want to jump in at. So even if they consolidate, you don't look at the higher time frame to see exactly because the higher time frame is going to show you exactly what direction it's going to. But that doesn't mean that it's going to go in that direction because it could be saying it's going in the uptrend and they can end up going in the downtrend. So that's why you have to set your stop losses and your take profits because if you do stop losses and they do go in the opposite direction, you don't lose as much money. You just want to make that trade or hop in that trade just in case they do go in that direction because they do actually go in that direction. You can just make profit, but if they don't, then you might not lose no money. You feel me? But if you
so
don't set a stop loss, you can
yeah.
actually lose more money than you actually making.
So if say you're looking at a chart and you're doing technical analysis, right? And you're drawing your support line, you're drawing your resistance line, and you're seeing that it looks like it's in an upward trend, and it looks like you're having high highs and high lows each time that each day or whatever amount of time you're looking. How long, or for you, how long do you need to see it going into like an upward trend or like a bearish trend? I mean, not bearish, but bullish trend for you to be like, all right, bet I'm about to definitely, invest in this. Like how long in that chart? How long do you need to see it going in an upward trend for you to be like, bet I'm about to invest?
I look at my fundamental analysis. I look at like where the stocks are going. I read articles. Look at the news, see what the news saying. Also, I can look at my technical analysis. But with the technical analysis first, I'm gonna jump in. If I see like they going in an uptrend, I got my strategy set up. So I'm not really, if I see them in the uptrend, I'm not really betting I'm gonna buy low and sell high, because I really don't know exactly which direction they're gonna go in. You never know which direction they're gonna go in. You just want to have a strategy that's properly set up, that if it does continue to go in that direction, you could have a safer bet that it could go in that direction. But you want to have in mind that it could go in the opposite direction. You feel me? So if you see that they're going in the uptrend and you believe they're still going in the uptrend, then you can make a strategy and say, all right, at this price I'm hopping, and I'm gonna set a stop loss for a lower price level, so that if it does go in the opposite direction, that I lose much money.
So do you think 10% is probably like a good amount? Like, do you think for that stop market, you think a good percentage would be about maybe like 10%? 10%, underneath
of the account size. Oh, underneath it depends. Nah, I don't do it like that. I do it based off the account size. So whatever the account you want, you want to bet 10% of that shit. So you got $100. The maximum you should want to lose is only $10. You don't want to lose like $50 when you only got $100 in the account. You feel me?
Gotcha. Well, no, I'm talking about like, all right. So say I'm talking about like the underneath. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about like the like, all right. So say you bought your stock and whatnot, but you know how you can do, what is it, like stop market, or you can put the amount that you would like to sell. Stop loss, yeah. How much under, like, stop loss, do you think it should be 10% under? You think that's a good amount of stop loss, like 10%?
No, that's what I was saying. It's all about your account, because it
depends. Okay.
It depends on your what's on your account. You feel me? Because you could pay 10% underneath, and that'd be great. But how much is that 10% of your total your account size? You feel me? So if you only got $100, that 10% of you going down, that could be like actually $50 using. You feel me? So if you got like you want to bet, because say let's do 10%, and that 10% said, well, you're gonna lose $2 for every number it goes down, for every pip it goes down. So you're like, damn, if I lose 10%, that might actually be like 50% of my account size, or 100% of my account size. You don't want to do that. You want to bet 10% of your account size. Don't worry about 10% of the stop loss. You want to set the stop loss based off the 10% of your account size, so that you know exactly how much you want to lose in your pocket, whatever's in your pocket. You feel me? So maybe if you have $100 and 10% of it might only be 2% of that price level of that stop loss. So your stop loss could be at 2%. We trying to jump in that if you only have an account size of $100. If you have $1,000, maybe that could be 20%. So if it does hit 10%, then 10% would be none, because you have more money in your account.
Cool. Okay, that makes sense. So all right, we got a comment in here in the chat, and pretty much it's a Kryptonium Fog. Pretty much he said, please, brothers and sisters, don't sleep on XRP and VeChain. So what you think about that? What you think what he's saying?
Yeah, VeChain good too. VeChain gets me 2 cents right now. Yeah, VeChain going up and shit. VeChain gonna be going up. I say that's if y'all gotta do your research on that. I'm not an expert, so don't listen to me. If you want to invest in VeChain is not bad. XRP is not that bad. Do your research on that shit. That's why I say just do your research, your fundamental and your technical analysis. And if it's something proper that you want to invest in, if you got the capital, do your thing. You feel me? So I'm not gonna really give no financial advice, because I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional. So I've only been trading for a year, so it's up to you whether or not you want to make that decision. But there are some good ones that I looked at and shit, so they're pretty good.
Yeah, man. I'm like I said, I'm super happy that I even was talking to you on stereo, man, because I was sleeping on this shit. Like I was just looking at it like, oh yeah, they say they're doing this, doing that. And then I looked into it. I'm like, no, niggas is making money like doing this, like really getting bread doing this. It's crazy. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, I say sometimes it's good to get a personal mentor. Mentors are good. You got this shit called you ever heard of IML? I Marketing Live and shit? Like don't
No.
spend your money. You do your due diligence and do your own research. Now IML is basically like a company that charges you like maybe I think 297 or 397 for a one time fee, and then you gotta pay I think like 197 or $97 a month, and they gonna train you and shit. But to me, that IML shit, Marketing Live, is all bullshit because like they pitch you up with people like people that's gonna train you or people that's gonna educate you on the market and shit like that. They like on the same level as you. Really get nowhere. So it's like I'm not about to be after 1 month I cancel my membership because I'm like, yo, I'm not about to invest a whole bunch of money and shit on this shit, trying to learn this shit from people that's on the same level as me. So you better off getting you a mentor and paying maybe $400, $800 for a mentor and having them a one-time fee. Cause I know many mentors you could pay $800 and shit, and they'll train you and all that shit. And you better off paying $400 to $800 as a one-time fee and having somebody train you personally on one-on-one shit than joining these damn programs and shit that there's a whole bunch of people in the room and shit and they all on the same level as you and shit. Like these niggas ain't really getting nowhere. They got no proof that they make money taking fake pictures of other people's cars and shit on Instagram and saying, oh yeah, this my Lamborghini and this my Mercedes BMW, and they not living that life, bro. They just doing that shit to gain more
money.
followers or gain more clientele and shit.
Yeah,
they
that's
trying to
all
gain
it
money
is.
and shit. It's like, you feel me? It seemed more like a recruitment than them trying to educate you. Like, oh, bro, you could reach 600 or 1,000 whatever that shit called and shit, like, because you can make residual income with IML. But like it seemed like it becomes more of a recruitment process and learning how to recruit people than you actually being educated on the actual thing to put you in a position to actually motivate people, and so people could look at you and say, yo, this nigga really making bread. This nigga really got this shit. Like he really moving how he moving. You feel me? So I'm from the streets and shit. So I peep game early and shit. So like, niggas taking pictures and shit of BMWs and all that shit. And all that shit, man. I'm like, y'all niggas not really making that money, bro. Y'all niggas not making that money. I know, because I talk to some of these people and shit, and I hear the way, they flexing. When I hear the way they talking and shit, I'm like, bro, y'all niggas not making that bread. Like people, like if people that fucks with you, they gonna resonate with you because you talking that shit. But if you talking that shit and they see something that's something ain't right here, my nigga, you talking all this shit, but 1 and 2 don't add up and shit. Something don't add up. You feel me? Like me, like, people will fuck with me because I'm giving people the game and shit. Like I'm telling niggas like I'm not a professional. I haven't been doing this shit for 10 years or 5 years. I've been doing this shit for a year, but when people hear me talk, they said this nigga got mad knowledge and this nigga got mad information and shit. So let me fuck with this kid and shit instead of fucking with. Like people just spending mad money for no reason when you could just be taking your time. And you have this shit called FOMO, which is called fear of missing out. There's no such thing as fear of missing out. That's a mentality. You feel me? So the best time is always the right time when you strategize and you take time and you pace yourself. You feel me? Just pace yourself. You don't have to. If Bitcoin hit 60,000, so what? If it hit 100,000, so what? If you're not ready, you're not ready. Pace yourself. Take your time, and then once you have the education, then you be able to make money. You feel me? Because you can make money in all types of ways. You feel me? You don't just have to invest in a Bitcoin or XRP. You can invest into whatever you want to do. Just take your time. Move at your own pace. A lot of people just want you to move at their pace because they trying to make money off of you. You feel me? They're not trying to educate you. You feel me?
Yeah, it's a lot of, and that's some real shit, man. I want to definitely double back on it because, like, there's a lot of people who want to build their own empires. So they take advantage of people who may not know. They take advantage of the ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the business space. And, they like, yo, when you're a businessman, it's good to think in your mind like, yo, I need to figure out how I can make an asset out of anything. I can make an asset out of a liability. I could turn this into a way to make money. But when you start looking at ways that you could, screw a nigga over or have a person thinking that you this person that you ain't and have them pay you money to help you do something that you damn for sure ain't even doing, but you claiming you doing it, that's when it's messed up. And it's a lot of that in all types of different fields and industries. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a dude hit me up. This is before I even knew anything about Bitcoin, right? This is gonna make you laugh. Because I knew you're gonna be like, man, this nigga's fucking crazy. So I had somebody hit me up on Facebook. I didn't even know who this dude was. His profile picture was a white dude, and he said, "Hey, what's up, man?" He was like, "Hey, look, man, give me $200 and I'll turn it into $1,200." So I'm like, the fuck? First of all, that don't sound right. Who in their right mind going to take $200 of somebody else's money, flip it, and get him $1,200 back? Like, that's just not gonna happen. Then I was like, so how you gonna do it? He was like, oh, Bitcoin. So this is before I even fully knew about Bitcoin, but I knew something wasn't right. So I started doing research on Bitcoin, and I'm looking at Bitcoin. I'm like, motherfucker, you can't even get 1% of a share of Bitcoin with $200. How the fuck is you gonna flip it and make me more money and bring me back some money from Bitcoin? So it's like all types of scammers out there, just scamming people for the hell of it, like just lying to motherfuckers, like tell them, hey, I'm gonna use Bitcoin and I'm gonna flip this for you and I'm gonna give you this back in return. It's real shiesty out there, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I look at it like, yo, what get niggas the nerve to actually ask me that shit? Like, niggas don't even know me from the hole in the wall. Niggas asking me for bread. Like, that sound mad fishy, bro. Even if they could flip it, I still wouldn't trust it because it's like, I don't know you. You might run off of my shit. If I send you money, then you could. It's a scammer. You feel me? If they are a scammer, then they could just run off with your shit. You can't do nothing about it. You can't tell the cops. You can't do anything. They off with your shit. They off with your shit. You feel me? So I listen to people words and shit. So they say, oh, I'm about to invest in the Bitcoin. Because I don't know, I'm from the street, so I always learn about flipping shit. So if niggas be like, I could flip your money for Bitcoin and shit, I'm like, oh, word? I'm like, oh, word? And then as soon as they say Bitcoin, I'm like, so if they asking me for bread to flip some shit, I'm going to look into this shit myself and see how to flip that shit since they want my money so bad. I'm going to know how to do it my damn self. Because if they want my money, then they trying to basically charge me for some shit.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna tax you.
$1,200. I'm like, well, yeah, they're gonna tax me. You feel me? Like, come on, man, nigga.
That's the way of the street. That's the code.
Return. That's the code. You feel me? Nigga, like, give me $200. I got you, my nigga.
Like when you from the hood, you already know.
Back. Like, nigga, $200.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Like when you from the hood, you already know. Like that's just like automatic knowledge. Like if somebody come to you, be like, "Yo, man, I got this hustle, my nigga." Like, look, all you gotta do, give me 300, my nigga, and I'm gonna bring back a stack. You already know. Okay, this nigga, he definitely gonna get more than me right off rip because he feels entitled because he's bringing the information to me. It's the way of the street. You can't hustle hustlers, like, shit. But yo, here go another comment.
Really trying to. Go ahead. Read the comment.
No. Go ahead. What you gonna say? You got it. What you gonna say?
Nah, I'm gonna wait after the comment.
All right. So Kryptonium Fog, he said, you brothers are talking about studying charts about something that's being manipulated. He said, know what you hold. Dollar cost averaging and holding is more of an advantage for the average people. He said, the 1% hate us. They will play you in the end. Ripple and Flare network should be looked into. The Great Reset is in effect.
Yeah. Of course, the stocks. Everything is a game. Education is a game. The biggest scam is college. So everything is a game. It's about. See, I'm an alchemist. When I say I'm an alchemist, I mean I turn water to wine, turn bronze into gold. And how to do that is basically understanding the game. The game is the game. You feel me? Can't hate the player, you can't hate the game. You just play the game or you don't play the game. So yeah, things are being manipulated. It's like people sell advertisement, people market and advertise their business. It's to influence you. It's part of the game. So yeah, the markets are being manipulated, or because you have big players. The big players are the ones that's actually strategizing on a higher level than we are strategizing, because we are the last ones to get the information. So yeah, they're gonna of course manipulate it and advertise it and promote it in a certain way because they trying to make money off of us because we the lowest tier. The highest tier. There's not many people at the top. There's many people at the bottom. So it's easier to strategy to say, you know what, we're gonna do it this way because all these retail traders or these people at the bottom is gonna invest $1 into it. But you gotta remember there's like 1 billion people at the bottom. So if the 1 billion people invest $1, then they just made $1 billion as far as somebody being at the top and saying, yo, I'm trying to make money off somebody that's at the top. Like, nah. What happens is people that's at the top, they kind of sit down at a table together and negotiate how they're gonna make money together if they smart enough to actually have that discussion. You feel me? But it's about pyramids. So you gotta understand the pyramid, because at the bottom of the pyramid you have the foundation. That's where the most people at. That's the low class. Low class is always gonna be dominant and it's always gonna be crowded. That's hell. The middle is the middle pyramid the middle tier of the pyramid is earth, and the top is heaven. So heaven ain't made for everybody. Heaven ain't not made for everybody. You gotta work your way up to heaven. You feel me? God want people in heaven, but you gotta work your way up. But hell want everybody and shit. Because if you want to stay at the bottom, that's your business. So there's more people at the bottom. That's why I say you don't have to invest in the stocks. You could write a book. Maybe you want to sell a book for $5. You gotta remember, there's more people at the bottom. So if it's maybe 2, 3, 4 billion people at the bottom, and you selling a book for $5, and you could advertise it and promote it in a certain way where you could attract people. You can say, well, since we have all this internet connection, I could sell a book for $5, and I could sell it to 10,000 people, and just keep doing that and make $50,000 here and there, and da da da. Because there's more people at the bottom that has $5 than people at the top. You feel me? Because people at the top has way more $5. So what the fuck they need your book for? You feel me? They doing everything. They want to buy a book, they'll buy a book. But it's like the people at the bottom don't really have access or not in the same position as the people at the top. So the people at the bottom is always feeding for information. They want information. They want money. So the 1% is not really here to hate on us because in order to get rich people has to make other people rich. I mean, there's no business in saying, oh, well, we hate on these people and we don't want them to make money. No, in order for a rich person to get rich, you have to entice or motivate people to get rich and make money, because that make the rich more richer. So they're not hating on us. They actually promoting this shit. You gotta read the game. You gotta understand the game. They not hating on nobody. They just moving how they move because they understand the game better than you understand the game. People that don't make money or not in the position to understand how this shit rolls, they actually telling these niggas that, oh, they hate us and shit. I don't know what these niggas do. I don't know these niggas, so how I know if they really hate me or not? I know they promoting this shit. I know I could see with my eyes. I could hear with my ears.
Facts.
They making money and shit. I'm trying to make money just like them.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Like, the people at the top, they want to. You speaking so many facts, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm so glad I brought you on here, man, because you definitely speaking facts. And that's the thing. Like, people want to be mad at the people at the top. Why are you mad at them? They want niggas to come up there too. It's room up there. Like, it's more. It's less of them at the top than it is of us at the bottom. Like, they. It's not that they stopping us from getting up there. They just, like you said, continuously playing the game, continuously doing their part. And I think a lot of them is just thinking like, yo, they probably can't wait for more people to figure this shit out and be up there with them. So that, that, and they're going to welcome you in with open arms. Like, yeah, you made it, my nigga. It don't matter if you black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, none of that shit. They're going to be happy that you made it.
Come on. Yeah, because look at it like this, right? You had 20 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, people, all these artists was coming out. They was getting deals from these record companies. Then you realize everybody was getting $1 million. Then you're like, damn, $1 million a lot back then and shit. But now you look at today, $1 million ain't really a lot. You feel me? So it's just a mentality when you hear me, bro? Hold on, I'm gonna go in with this shit.
I'm here. I'm here. Then did something happen? Oh shit. Did something happen, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you back, bro. I don't know, that was my show or your shit, but yeah, back a couple years back, like a decade or two ago, a milli was a lot, but in this day and age, you was younger back then, so $1 means a lot to you, or $10. Well, $100 mean a lot to you when you was getting a kid. And when you grow up, you like, damn, what the fuck is $100 and shit? I gotta pay bills and all that shit. That's the same shit the rich is doing to people. They saying, yes, come up here, make money, because what they're doing is they are making a new threshold. They saying, yeah, come make $1 million because they setting a new high. They the ones that setting a new high. So to you might say $1 million is good, but when you get older, you like, oh, $1 million ain't shit. But to them, they like, nigga, come up here, come get 10 mil, come get 10 mil. Now it's the only way to get 10 mil. Now you want 10 mil. They saying, yo, I can get 100 mil. So the ones at the top is the one that's setting new highs. They're the ones that set the highs and the lows. You feel me? Because you have to, just like the stock market, you have highs, new highs, and new lows.
Yeah.
That's how the game works. You feel me? Climbing the mountain and going back down.
All right, bro. You can keep schooling them, bro, but I'll be right back, man. I just got to piss real quick. You can keep schooling them though. Like 2 seconds.
I know what you said, but I'm gonna listen to this shit. I'm gonna play the messages.
Okay.
All right, so
We'll
this
be
guy
right back,
said
bro.
kryptonium. All right, yeah, 1% haters. They will play you in the end. Ripple and Flare network should be looked into. The great reset is in effect. Download and uphold app. Download the uphold app and buy XRP. Just hold it, brother. I'm make man great again. I just deleted all my videos and focus on myself. I never heard of the uphold app, so I'll look into that. I got Coinbase, that's where I invest in my XRP at. And crypto.com. That's where I buy my that's where I buy all everything at, like Coinbase and crypto.com, but mostly crypto.com. But yeah, as far as like the great reset and what's that the comment you said? You say, oh, they play us in the end. Yes, it's a solo game. It's a solo game, bro. It's a game. We just pawns and shit. You feel me? It's fun. It's chess, my nigga. It's chess, and it's like this Japanese game called Go. You just gotta strategize and shit. Guys, sometimes like you're a pawn in the beginning, and then next thing you find yourself as a rook or a knight, and then you just move your way up. You feel me? The more you gain knowledge and wisdom, the more you could yourself in position to be a different type of player. It's like playing video games and shit. You start as level 1, but the more you work your way up, you get to level 100 and shit. So it's all about working your way up. To put yourself in position to be a top player, so that you're not the one that's being up there with the players that's actually doing the playing.
Facts, 100%. Alrighty, man.
Yeah, good.
That's the thing, man. Like that's the biggest thing I think. Like us really understanding how important it is, especially as black men, to get up there because we. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some black men up there. I mean, I don't think it's all white men. I think there's multiple races of men. I think it's multiple nations of men that's at the top. You know what I'm saying? All the way up there in the small percentage. The what is it, 1% or whatever you call it. I think there's a lot of men up there that's really doing their thing, but I think we do need more of us up there, for sure.
You should go in and out, bro.
Oh shit! Is it still going in and out right now?
Yeah, you should staticky. I don't know if it's my headset or Let me see something right quick.
Nah, it might be my joint, man, because the Wi-Fi could be bugging out. Oh, but okay, so
I hear, but I can't even hear you now. What's going on? Hold on, put my headsets back in there.
all right.
Yeah.
Lit. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
All right, so Kryptonium Fog. He said he pretty much said download the Uphold app and buy XRP. Just hold it, brother. And then he put another comment. He said, I'm Make Men Great Again. All right, what's up, Make Men Great Again? That's my dude. I remember you, yo. He said, I just deleted all my videos and focused on myself. Yo, that's lit. That's lit. So yeah. So apparently
I understand what you mean by to make man great and shit. That's dope. You should sell a T-shirt, bro. You should sell shirts about that. You make some money and make
hell
man great
yeah.
again. You feel
Hell
me?
yeah. That's his
Make
movement.
some
Like
money,
like
shit. You feel
he'll
me?
hit me
I
up.
tell you this.
Yeah.
You don't always have to invest in crypto. You can invest in there's many ways, many apps to make money. I got my own website. I'm in the process of finishing up. So I have to do print on demand, drop shipping, and all that shit. So there's more ways to make money and shit without even having inventory or any of that shit. So
Oh
just
yeah.
understand the game. Like we are in the perfect time. I want people to understand this. We came a long way. Our ancestors came a long way. Slavery. We were slaves. Before that, we were kings and pharaohs and all that shit. But then we became slaves. But now look at where we at now. In a point in time where internet is booming, where we have access to about 4, 5, 6 billion people around the globe. You don't even need a fraction. You don't even need 1% of that fraction to actually make money. You feel me? All you need to
Right.
know, because you have to understand, before the internet and shit, you have this product, and the process will be much harder, and it will be more costly. But now, since we have access to these people, to this internet, you could literally sell a product for $5 and just sell it to 1,000 people and make
Yeah,
50,000. You feel me? If you can sell this shit
yeah,
to a $5 product to 1,000 people and know how to advertise and market your shit, that's 50,000. You do that up to times, you're gonna make money. You don't really need to sell a product for $100,000. You don't need to sell no $100 product. You don't need to sell a $2,000 product. None of that shit. You can sell a $5 product and get because people buy weed all the time. People go out to drink and shit. What's wrong with having somebody spend $5 if they're already going to spend that $5 anyway? Because $5 ain't really nothing. So if you could convince somebody to spend $5 on you, then you're already ahead of the game and shit. Because $5 is way
exactly.
more than fucking spending no dollars.
Facts. That's what I do too. And yo, salute and shout out to my man Kryptonian Fog, make men great again, man. He threw the super chat in there, man. Appreciate you on that super chat. And yeah, man, like yo, Wisefool, bro, what you saying is a fact. Like that's what I do with Virility. I don't know if you remember me telling you about Virility, but that's my natural testosterone support supplement. And like I mean that right there, that's $52.99. But I got an ebook too. And I'm only gonna be selling that for like $8.99, you know what I'm saying? And like it's so many. The thing about money and finances, there's so many ways to make money. Like so many.
Hell yeah.
So many, my nigga.
Facts.
I already got 15 different income sources lined up. All I'm waiting for is once I get the capital for it, you know what I'm saying, and be able to utilize business credit. And don't worry, y'all, I'm definitely gonna be doing an episode on business credit. I'm gonna be doing multiple episodes on this shit.
You definitely you got to about that. I've been hearing about what's that shit called? A self corporation and shit.
Yeah, yep, yeah. That's an option.
You got to check that A self corporation, man. That's money right there.
Hell,
You want that business credit.
yeah. Business credit is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about, and that's the thing. Like the thing that we need to start really utilizing as Black people is learning how to use other people's money. Like just start using other people's money, because unfortunately, a lot of us just don't have the capital. Either the only way you're gonna have the capital to do what you got to do is if you're out here pushing work. You know what I'm saying? Selling drugs and you able to get the bag that way, or somebody that could lend you the money. But like for real, a lot of us don't have enough money. So I mean, using other people's money, leveraging business credit, leveraging making liabilities assets and utilizing that and leveraging that to fund your businesses is a powerful way to make this money, man. But it's man, and look, this is just the first episode. Huh?
Change your mind state and change your position. Feel me? Once you change your mind state and once you change your mind state, then change your circle and shit. Because sometimes you have a lot of people in your circle that's not they all liabilities and shit. Maybe might be the only asset in your circle. You might have to I'm not saying cut them off, but you might have to distance yourself from people. If they're not on the same page as you, then you go and make your money, be an example, discipline yourself, and then you can come back and see them niggas how to do the same shit. You feel me? So and also me and my homie, we always say this, your network is your net worth. You feel me? Your network is your net worth. So whoever you networking with, that's gonna be your net worth. You feel me?
Facts. That's 100%, man. Like I
had to proper people and read books.
Hell yeah. Like I don't mean to cut you off. It's the delay, man. The delay be throwing shit off. I be thinking you done and but like I feel you. Like
that's cool,
the
bro.
friends having like for the longest I was choosing the wrong friends, like point blank period. I was choosing the wrong friends, and I take responsibility for that. We all got to be accountable for that shit. But I had to stop really fucking with people for a while, like so that for one I could learn how to pick the right friends and honestly understand what that means for me. Cause that's a fact. Your network is your net worth. If your people around you that you rocking with, whatever their net worth is, more than likely you're gonna have an average of whatever the people that surround you's net worth is like. And shit, I'm just at a place where I'm just trying to find people that's like-minded. Tired of really dealing with people who ain't thinking how I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? Who ain't got a vision like I got. I can go to them about, hey man, I'm gonna open up this gym, man. I'm thinking about opening up this gym. And they looking at me like, nigga, how you gonna open a gym? You know what I'm saying? Like those are the people that we don't need to be fucking with. People that ain't like-minded or don't see, the possibility and vision. That's the realest shit, man.
What I learned, my homie, he put me onto this book called The Way of the Superior Man. So the thing is about those type of people, it's saying about those type of people. It's saying like you still gotta love those people because they just don't get it. They just don't get it. They don't get it. You was able to feed on that frequency, so you was able to tap into the network. You feel me? So since you was able to tap into the network, you can see the net worth and you can see the potential of what you could do with that network. But some
Mm.
people just can't get it. Some you have to be that example, or you have to be the ones to go out there and display that example. You feel me? So that when you come back, they can actually see you and say, because of course they're not gonna believe you at first, which is okay. Sometimes you say, well, I don't want to be around these people, but I would say more like distance yourself from these people as much as possible, and let them get on your page. Don't get on their page. Let them get on your page. Since you already see the outcome, go and do what you gotta do. Then you come back and then you put them on, because sometimes people just don't get it, or they not ready, or they don't have the finances, and their mind might be somewhere else. So when they see you doing it, then they gonna be like, yo, bro, can you teach me and shit? But you're already gonna be in a position where you might be moving. Your schedule gonna be too busy, so you're not gonna really have time for them as you did before. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe you might have to create a course or whatever and say, yo, bro, look here and look there. I can't really talk to you every day because I'm busy, da da da. But I can still, give you resources and put you in the right direction and learn it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yo, that's a
It's
fact.
just sometimes you gotta leave people behind. You got let them catch up to you. You don't catch up to them. You feel me? You don't go down. Don't go down. Let them catch up to you. You feel me?
Facts. I
Let
had to
them catch
figure that
up
shit
to
out the
you.
bad. I had to figure that shit out the hard
Because you're
way.
gonna waste your time. You're gonna waste
Yeah.
your time.
Hell yeah. I had to figure that shit out the hard way, man, because I wasted a lot of time. I lost a lot of money. I missed out on a lot of bags because of that. And it's funny that you said The Way of the Superior Man. I just read that book. I want to say about 3 months ago, man, and that was a good read, bro. It was a real good read. The only thing about the book, right? The right at the end of the book, it's like the last chapter, and it starts to really talk about, especially when it comes to your relationship with your woman, because it's a lot about that. It's a lot
This shit
about
going
your
in and
your
out, bro.
relationship. Oh shit. What about now? Am I better now? Am I better? Can you hear me better
Speak
now?
again.
What
Yeah.
about now? Damn. All right. What about
Yeah. I get you.
you get me? All right.
Yeah, it's going
So
in and out and shit. Yep. Yeah, I get you,
so
bro.
so the, so the way of a superior man. So like that book was real good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great read, right? But it's just one thing about the book that threw me off, and it was the last chapter. And a lot of the content in the book really does talk about you and your woman, your wife or your girlfriend, and understanding masculine and feminine energy, which is dope. I love that part of the book. But like at the end, it was getting into like some type of like meditation type, uh, you know, um, I guess balancing energies and like uh, you know, getting with your loved one and then learning how to balance and channel each other's energies. Like, what did you think about that part of the book? Because that part of the book kind of was throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah. I say this: relationships never easy. You
Yeah.
can't love somebody until after y'all build that relationship. So a lot of people see people, and they automatically expect love from that person. It's like y'all never been through nothing to even have love for each other. It's like you find a street, gotta love me and shit, or he gotta love me and shit. Y'all haven't got through nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just know about each other. Y'all got interests. Now you have to build on that interest. You feel me? You have to build your relationship to know whether or not you guys have love for each other. And once you feel like you have love for each other, then y'all can actually do you because when you have love for somebody, then they're gonna pour more energy into you. But if y'all just met each other and y'all talking about love and shit, then it's gonna be rocky. The relationship gonna be rocky because y'all having too much expectations, or y'all have too much attachments when y'all haven't really go through any turbulence yet. Your turbulence gonna determine whether or not you can handle it, just like the stock market. For me, some people some people, because the stock market is all based off of emotions and patience. If you don't have the emotions or patience, you're gonna lose the game. So that's the difference right
Mm-hmm.
here. When the market crashes or the market goes in the opposite direction from what you plan, people just been like, let me get my money and bounce out. Feel me? They on some fight or flight shit. Feel me? So that's the same shit. It's like, can you withhold your position and still learn how to recollect yourself and then move forward from there? Because people think relationships is about love. It's not about love. Love comes after a relationship. You built a relationship. So once you build that relationship, then you can have love for each other because now y'all know each other. Y'all know each other good side, y'all know each other bad side, and now I can tell you some real shit. I don't have to be fake to you. I don't have to be superficial all the time and shit. So I could actually be real to you because you know me and I know you, good or worse. You feel me? So now
Right.
if I'm doing some shit and I'm not on my square, you can call me out my bullshit. I could do the same shit with you, and I know that it ain't gonna be no hostility and ain't gonna be no love lost. You feel me? A lot of time is love lost and it's a hostility because people always expect for you to love them or just right away. It's like, nigga, I don't even know you, bro. I don't know you yet. I never met you a day in my life. I don't know this shorty. I don't know her at all. I never met you a day in my life. I just met you.
Yeah.
But
But it's,
you
I
know,
mean,
I want you with my
that's
girl and shit.
important.
But then what?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. That, and I mean, that's that, you know,
With the person.
especially when
So
it comes
it's
to
like,
finances. Yeah. With finances too. I mean, it's very important to understand that concept because, you know, you're dealing with
everything is
money. It
financed.
could be
Not
like
even
that.
like in a
Yeah.
tangible way.
Yeah.
Everything is finances. Everything is accounting. See, everything is physical and metaphysical. Everything is invisible and non-visible. You feel me? Invisible and tangible. So if you're talking about finances or investing don't always have to be with finances as far as something that's tangible. Finances and investing could be something spiritual as well. You feel me? Where your mind is at? Are you at peace? Can you meditate? You feel me? What kind of demons or spirits are you letting inside your space? Because that's finances right there. That's finances. That's money. That's accounting. You feel me? So if you're letting the wrong people inside your space, you're gonna be infected.
Facts.
Market goes down, and if you let the wrong people inside your space, then what happens with your stock, which is yourself. You are the stock. That's why they sold black people on the stock market because the human being is up. So if you let people in your space, and because people are investing into you, either invested in good money or not so good money. They invest in good spirit or bad spirit. So if you let that person in your space, you are the stock. So that means your value is going to go down if these people are pushing you down. That's the bears. The bears pushing you down. And then you got people that's coming in they book, they're trying to push you up and shit. You can't get alive.
Facts. And yo, you just
You know
touched a
what I'm
powerful
saying?
point too. And that's real, man. You touched a powerful point just about like first of all, a lot of people don't even know this, but like that's where Wall Street started. That's where the stock market started. It started with slavery. They had slaves on the stock market.
You feel me? Us, black men.
Black people, man. And you know, it's deep, man. But you know what? Either way it goes, man. Look, I feel like we touched some real good stuff, man. You definitely killed it, man. And you know, went above and beyond, man. And dog, this definitely ain't gonna be the last time we do this, man. Definitely gonna have you back on the podcast, bro. Cause like, and I know with you, me and you, we can dig deep on other aspects that I present in the podcast, like emotional, mental, you know, emotional and mental, you know what I'm saying? And even other financial aspects. So, bro, you know, we definitely gonna keep building on this podcast. Definitely gonna have you back on this podcast, bro, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
100%.
yeah, bro. I'm glad you had me up here and shit. Feel me? It's my first time being on some shit like this and shit. So feel me? You know, you
Yeah.
gotta have more shit so I could, hop up here and shit. And I think this like I always want to do some shit like this and shit. I was kind of doing this shit with video games, Twitch, and I had my P4 and shit. But then I
Uh-huh.
put the games down and shit, and I got into more than investment and shit. So I'm trying to get on my back on my workout shit and shit. I'm trying to buy this weight bench, but this shit like the one I want is kind of OD. It was on sale, and I was trying to hop on that shit. But when I found out it was on sale, shit was sold out, and I was like, fuck. So I'm trying to wait for that shit to get back on sale so I can just grab that shit. Yeah, cause I love lifting weights and shit. I love bench pressing. When I was a skinny dude. I'm still skinny and shit, but I'm not as skinny as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
When I was younger and shit, maybe 7, 8 years ago and shit, I wasn't really on my workout shit. I was smoking a lot and shit, doing drugs and shit like that. Then
Yeah.
I bought me a Gold's Gym weight set. The Gold's Gym weight set came with the bench and the weights and shit, the 100-pound weights. That shit was like $100. I was like, oh word, this shit $100. That shit ain't bad. So I copped that shit. And then every day I was just like lifting my weights and shit. Like I was just like, like doing a whole bunch of curls and shit. You feel me? And the more I kept doing that shit, I see my arms getting bigger, my chest getting bigger, my shoulders getting bigger and shit like that. So, Bruce Lee is one of my favorite athletic performers and shit. You feel me? I always learn from Bruce Lee. He used to say some shit like or master one move and practice that 1,000 times than trying to master 1,000 move and only practicing a few times. So that's what I always do. I always try to like, even if I'm only lifting 30 pounds, I always try to like at least like I because it's a mental thing, right? So I might say, well, I could lift 50 pounds 10 times, right? But then once you keep doing that, you see that you can lift it more. So I go on a mental thing because I'm all about endurance. I'm not really about strength because strength comes naturally through my mental. So I want to build endurance. So I used to say, all right, I could lift 10 pounds 50 times. Then I go up and try to do it 50 times, and I go to do 100 times, and then got your skin start burning and your muscles start burning and shit. Because I'm trying to see how long I can lift the same weight for a long period of time. And I think that's where real strength comes from. Real strength comes from is how your muscles can endure this pain or can endure that type of weight. So when I'm lifting a certain weight, I try to lift it like so many times to tire myself. Oh, I do a whole bunch of repetitions and shit and a whole bunch of sets because I want to like go on. I want to lift 30 pounds on. Because if you lift 30 pounds, you're like, that shit easy. But try doing that shit 1,000 times. Try doing 100 repetitions. That 30 pounds is not actually light at work. You feel me?
You gonna be worked out for sure. That's a fact.
You gonna have noodle arms, bro. Noodle arms and shit.
But yeah, man, hey, I dig
bro.
that. I dig that, bro. Like honestly, like even what you saying about that, there's different types of strength, and I think a lot of people overlook that. Me being a personal trainer, I know the multiple aspects of strength, and like with my clients, I make sure we focus on all that, in different phases. But I feel like everything has a phase. So if you're gonna go through an endurance phase, focus on your endurance. If you're gonna go through a strength phase, focus on your strength. If you're gonna go through, a muscle building phase, go through that phase. But I'm super meticulous about doing specific strategies that help you for that goal in that phase. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the biggest problem that a lot of people be doing. They be doing certain stuff, but it might not be the right phase. And you know what I'm saying? It just takes preparation. It takes correct nutrition, making sure you eating enough protein, enough, carbs, enough fats. But yeah, man, shit, we could definitely build on that too. Definitely on a different episode and shit. And guys too, I want to let y'all know this too.
We gotta talk about a fitness podcast too.
Yeah, it's because Stereo, guys. If y'all don't know about Stereo, I'm on the Stereo app, so you can download the Stereo app. And I get on there with my man Thewisefool. More than likely, me and him, we're gonna come up with a show because me and him, we get deep on like just real stuff, especially like masculinity and femininity and just being black in this country, just a number of things. So more than likely, me and him gonna come together and come up with like a dope show for that on Stereo app. So guys, y'all gotta get the Stereo app. I'm on there as Black Superman. He's on there as the Thewisefool, and we're going to be working on that for sure, guys. So you'll be able to hear more. Y'all going to see him on my podcast. And if you get on Stereo, you can hear more of him too. Hey, where else can they find you at too, bro? Like what's your Instagram? What's your joints, your socials?
Yeah, so you can basically like you said, you can hop on Stereo, download the Stereo app, follow me on Stereo. I got about 66 podcast episodes, so I talk about a lot of shit. I think my recent one was Black Man and shit. I think about 2 episodes ago. So you can look at that one. That was an interesting one. We was up there for a few hours. So on the Stereo app, my name is Thewisefool, and you can find me on Instagram ICTV_network. ICTV_network. You can find me up there, and then you can schedule a podcast about any and everything: fitness, finances, crypto, beta male, alpha male type shit, red pill, blue pill, whatever you want to talk about. Spiritual, we can talk about whatever. You feel me? You could be whoever you want to be. I don't judge. I don't discriminate. But I'm just letting niggas know I'm a real ass nigga, and I'll let you know what it is. You feel me? I don't agree with everybody, but I listen. I will listen to you, and I will call y'all on your bullshit, and I expect for you to do this, treat me the same way to call me out on my bullshit if I'm wrong in my area, because I'm about building. You feel me? I'm trying to build my sisters and my brothers, and I hope they can do the same shit for me.
Bro.
Dream work, make the team work.
Facts.
Teamwork make the dream work.
That's why I fuck with you, man. That's why I rock with you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I brought you on the show, because I'm like that too. And, real recognize real. So, hey, guys, this ain't going to be the last that y'all going to see of him on this podcast. Definitely going to bring him back. I'm sure I'm going to have people hit me up. Yo, man, where the Thewisefool at? Boom, boom, boom. So, he definitely going to be coming back, guys. But, yo, this is the show for now, man. Look, As always, guys, as Virility Kings, man, y'all know I'm telling y'all, we're here to help y'all improve mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. All right. So most importantly, no matter what, always embrace your masculinity, guys. Embrace your masculinity, guys. Until next time, man.
Embrace it.
Salute.